Ho, ho. What are we, a week away from Christmas? That's what I'm talking about, baby. Time off, be able to relax, enjoy ourselves. I know Chris is out tomorrow. Everybody's got these weird schedules. Like Chris is out tomorrow, but then he's back next week, and then he's out. I'm just taking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off and doing the same thing the following week. It's getting really quiet out there. I will tell you what, driving today, because it was raining, because I don't know if you're aware of that, it's raining outside. It's quiet. It's far quieter than would be normally on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. It's for sure. I bet tomorrow's going to be super quiet. So I hope you guys had a good day. We'll keep you up to date on all the chaos, I'm sure, on the roads, because there will be chaos on the roads, because people are going to be out shopping for the holidays. Some people, not everyone. We were going to go shopping last night, and I had my wife took one look at the traffic and said, "No, we're not going anywhere." I'm like, "That's what Amazon's for." Right there. Plus, I had to get back for the Trump speech. We were all there. Bell did
best 18 minutes of your life, wasn't it?
I was like, I know now why he wants to go to Venezuela. They got all the good cocaine. Chad. I am looking at the horrific pictures of the plane that was carrying Greg Biffle and his family. That is awful. So they said there's drizzle, low clouds, poor visibility where the plane was landing. And what a horrible situation. Multiple deaths reported. And
that doesn't look like something somebody could survive.
No. He had his wife and kids on there as well.
Ugh.
This is why, no. Our buddy Keith, who sends me raisins, contours, go there. You want to get thinner? He'll probably give you a raisin as a parting gift just for coming in. He's a pilot. No, I'm not getting on a tiny plane. I'm not getting on a Volkswagen. I'm not. I want to know. I want to know this thing's been checked left, right, and center. I think a lot of people feel that way. No, I drive. Somebody said, you don't drive the I-24. No, not at that hour. I don't, because I'm on the air, right? And then I had other stuff to do. But where we are normally, by the Naked Roundabout, it was very quiet the last couple of days.
Well, part of the reason for that is you've got so many record labels down here, and once the trade magazines take the last reports of the year, they pretty much do nothing but spin watch for the rest of the year.
Hollywood. To give you guys a snapshot of Hollywood, right? Hollywood. The minute Hanukkah starts, it's super, super quiet. And by the time Christmas rolls around, there's nobody in Hollywood working. And it's the same thing here. It's super quiet outside. And it's raining.
I think all the bagel makers are still working.
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. No. They have Hanukkah. Once Hanukkah starts, they take the rest of the year off.
What do they do about bagels?
Well, nobody's eating bagels because they're not there.
Oh.
Right? And then most of Hollywood, a lot of people, I used to be that way in radio. We used to take the last 2 weeks off. But now I have 9 shows, so I never know which one. I got 9 shows, and I got offered some more today. I'm like, really? Really? So we're going to talk about some fun stuff there. We're talking about some serious stuff. Are you sure it was him and his family about Greg Biffle? Yes, if you guys are just tuning in, Greg Biffle, NASCAR driver, his plane went down, and the reports we are seeing everywhere, and, you would like to think there was nobody on the plane but the pilot, but it looks like it was him and his family on the plane. That's all that we know so far is what they're telling us. And you would like to think they said the exact number of fatalities, and yes, there are fatalities, is not known. It's a Cessna 550. I'm not familiar with that one. Let's see what kind of jet that looks like, little plane. Oh, that's a nice look at that. That's not a cheap one. That's one of those ones that's private, but you can't stand up in it. And it went down this morning right around 10:15 a.m. And the NTSB is already there. But they do tell everybody this plane is associated with Greg Biffle, and apparently he and his family were on the plane, but we do not know. It's at Statesville Regional Airport. It's about 45 miles north of Charlotte. It's an uncontrolled airport, so that means there's no towers. There's a lot of, like everything, like we've got here, low clouds, drizzle, rain, and not a lot of view. That's what they were saying. So the cloud cover was very, very low on this. And it was a, you would love to think that somebody survived that, but the pictures coming out of there are horrific. The plane didn't get above 2,000 feet, according to FlightAware. And it's just awful. I mean, it's a horrible thing. So I don't get on tiny planes, man. And I know, people, Keith and everybody's going to start texting me, you should totally get on these small planes. It's never been my thing. It hasn't been. It's never been my thing. The tiny plane. I've been on some tiny planes, and I tell you what, if they look at you, like we were just talking the other day about Southwest. Once again, not our fault, so don't yell at us about their customer of size thing. Who's the comic? Ron White, what he talks about or is it Jonathan Panette when they start talking about, how much do you weigh back in the day when you get on some of these small planes? If they're asking you that, because they do in some airports, in some planes, they ask you about how much you weigh because they're trying to balance the plane for certain situations. Man, I don't know, but I love what Ron White said. How far do you think this is going to take us? To the side of the crash. That's not very nice. A lot of stuff to get to today, though. We're going to have some fun. Powerball. Talk a little bit about Trump's speech last night. Here's how I watched it. I watched a bit of it last night, and then I watched the rest of it this morning. It was a campaign speech. That was for, and you guys can get mad at me. Oh, my God, you're going to be, nope. Don't get me. I didn't get it. I don't know who it was for. Even the MAGA folks out there, Matt Walsh really tore into him. Matt Walsh, several other people tore into him that were big-time influencers out there in the MAGA world, saying this was not a good thing. And it came across angry. I said, I watched it. I was like, it is what it is. Great. Inflation numbers are down. That's good. This is not an overnight build. It's not. That's what I tell everybody. Here's what's going to happen. My opinion. We're going to see inflation go up a little bit, down a little bit. How much trust is in the numbers? Well, that's a good question. I mean, I think it's a fair question to ask. But then eventually, all you need to care about is what is the consumer confidence? Because that's us. If we feel confident, and you can't just be you, right? Like, that's the funny thing. It's got to be like, get a feel of, if you ask rich people how are things are going, they're probably going to all tell you okay. Why? Because the stock market's through the roof. Because a lot of what's being done has zero to do with Main Street, all to do with Wall Street and pumping up those things. Same thing goes for boomers, right? Your life is good. But everybody else that are still working, and not because they're enjoying it, they don't want to give up their place in life and they're having fun, but that are out there cracking it every day, working, and if something goes up a buck, it does affect them. Those are the people that we need to ask the questions to. But I think we're going to have a slowdown somewhat in the first quarter, and I think the second quarter will start to pick up, and I think by the third quarter, we'll be rocking it by the fourth quarter. It's a cyclical thing. We have, before Trump, all the way through Obama and Trump, continuing with Biden and continuing with Trump, is we have poured so much money into quantum easing and printing money and stock market and all of these things that we haven't really ever, outside of COVID, we haven't had that dip after the Great Recession. So I think, but we're going to be fine because we're America. That's what we do, baby. We're fine. I trust us.
Great Depression didn't last forever.
It didn't. It did not last forever. And by the way, the Great Recession didn't happen, for those of you guys that don't know, the recession didn't happen when Wall Street crashed. It took a while. You know why? Because most people don't. When you're already struggling, Wall Street crashing doesn't do anything for you. You might just get a new neighbor with better clothes. It took about a year and a half before the rest of the country got to feel it. We felt the Great Recession immediately. Trump came out. He did what he did. Everything's great. It's going to be better. I have no doubt because I trust us. I trust us, you and I and the American people, that we are going to be fine no matter what. No matter how many obstacles government puts in our way or takes away, which rarely do they take away, I trust us. I thought the 1776 thing was pretty cool. Trump is such a brander, isn't he? And it's funny because if you listen to him, he starts talking about, and right before this, like he walked out, he's like, oh, by the way, guys, listen to this. I'm going to give some checks away tonight. I thought that was good because you know what? They deserve it. I think, that was a good thing. But I think a lot of the rest of it was exactly what I thought. And, these things take time. It's the weight loss thing I keep telling you guys. It's the weight loss thing. You didn't wake up 60 pounds overweight, and you're not going to lose 60 pounds overnight. So there you go. Powerball. What are we at to Powerball right now? What are we at Powerball? Powerball numbers are 1 point what? Because I think we're over 1.5 billion. We're getting there. We're getting there. 1.5 billion. What's it look like after taxes? We got to be heading towards that 600 million plus. 600.
How can I be expected to live on that?
Lump sum is 686.5 million as of now. That will go up. Also depends on the state you live in. Because some states do take taxes, other states don't.
You know what state does not tax lottery winnings?
Who?
California.
Yeah, California doesn't, right?
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. Because you would think they'd want it.
They tax everything. They tax your sleep, but they don't tax lottery earnings.
They do. I'm waiting for them to start taxing breath. Are you breathing?
600 million? That's too much tax. Just keep it.
It's too much. I'm surprised they don't take the whole thing. We'll divvy it out to you as we see fit. Okay? As we see fit, we will divvy it out to you. Okay? You're welcome. Now, if you don't mind, I have to go pay off a whole bunch of unfunded liabilities because we've stolen from the general. And we're building a choo-choo train. Just to let you know that. Every foot is $15 billion. Oh, my Lord. Crazy. So we're keeping an eye on a whole bunch of stuff. Ghislaine Maxwell, put the L in there. I'm going to say it. She has asked the court again to release her. And my assumption is they're going to tell her no.
What was her total sentence?
20 years, I think.
And I mean, what would she have to serve to actually get out?
It's probably
7.
No, I think she'd have to serve like 15 because I think it was federal.
Oh,
they got
okay.
a federal. You're serving most of your time if the federal.
Sitting there and rot, lady. You were trafficking girls.
You were trafficking young girls. Rot in hell. And those young girls, by the way, said you were as bad as, if not worse than he was.
But isn't she at a facility in Texas where they have swimming pools and
they got all
pickleball
kinds
courts?
She gets to hang out with puppies. That's the other thing. And the other thing, too, is she gets access to the internet.
She's probably abusing the puppies, though.
Probably.
She would be the last person that should have access to the internet.
I would rather see him pardon Diddy than her. As horrible as Diddy is. Yeah.
Well, he was just convicted of transportation for prostitution.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing that to little girls. He was doing it to grown adults.
But it's the beating up of Cassie. That's what everybody would say.
But still, I'm just saying in terms of what you've been convicted for.
There would be no, if it wasn't for, you're right, the trafficking over state lines. If it wasn't for all of the other stuff that they tried him on, they would never have tried him on that alone. Ever. Ever, ever. Although Diddy, man, have you seen, here, you know this, Ken. Diddy, they're talking, he's trying to get a pardon. And 50 Cent came out and said, I wouldn't do that for you because I got another 150 hours of footage.
You don't want to get on 50 Cent's bad side.
Yeah, he don't play.
50 does not play. I'm telling you guys right now. You know how 50 got all of that stuff for that documentary? Old Diddy never paid for it. 50 went and paid for the whole thing, paid the people that had it all so he could have it. He didn't have to go shoot anything. He goes, this is all him. Wow. Do not get on his side. Right? You want to get Maduro gone? Go get 50. He'll figure it out. Go get some 50 Cent. All right, coming up. A lot of good stuff, some interesting stuff. Talk a little bit more about the last night. I knew Venezuela wasn't going to be, they were Tucker yesterday. A lot of other people. He's not going to announce that. Come on, he's not announcing that. Got some other fun stuff as well, and Man, the more I look into the whole thing with, what's happened here with DCS and everything, good God. How many of these reports do we have to have before somebody goes, oh, maybe we should do something?
This has been going on for years.
Years.
They're sitting on their lazy ass.
Yeah.
And this is as much the the General Assembly's fault.
There you go. Well said.
Thank you. As it is anybody at DCS.
Yes.
Fix the problem.
Yeah, I know. Because how many times can you get a report back, right? It's like when you get a report from your teacher and they've circled where you mess up and you try to fix nothing around that area, you do the rest. That's what they keep doing, it feels like. All right, a lot of good stuff. Happy, rainy, wet Thursday. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Raycon, best earbuds around. You love her, Raycon. I will tell you this right now. The sound quality of my Raycons are incredible. The multi-connectivity is amazing. These are the classic earbuds. There's still a chance for you to get some before Christmas, but on top of that, the new year. Treat yourself to the best audio, the best feel, the best fit, 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life. This stuff is incredible when it comes to audio. And I listen to audio all day. I'm working in audio all day. This stuff delivers time and time again. The fit, the feel, the sound quality, multi-connectivity, active noise cancellation, which is important. Because let me tell you something, if you just want to be quiet every once in a while, just sit there, having that active noise cancellation, so good, so good. 30-day happiness guarantee. And right now, you can save 20% off site-wide. It's that simple. How do you get it? You go to buyraycon.com/Chad. They're the classic earbuds from Raycon, but check out everything they have on the site. Buyraycon.com/Chad. Buyraycon.com/Chad. All right, guys, let's talk about the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Go to painisbad.com. They've got this new HydroWave, which we're going to get a look at next week. My son and I are going to go over there and check it out. I've seen it, but now that it's up and let me tell you something. This is incredible. This is what's great about Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley. First of all, you guys heard us talk about it all the time. When we all talk about how much we swear by them, I don't have aches and pains. I don't do it. I go straight to them. I'm able to do more at 54 than I could at times at 45 because they take care of business. They're incredible. Their knowledge is great, but now they've got a machine. Guess what? This is here. It's nowhere else. It's the beauty of it. Right here in Tennessee. You're not going anywhere else to find it. So check this out. You can bring your MRI, right? The X-rays, they're gonna do everything for you. They're gonna get you up and running on your first go when you come there. So whether you got neck pain, whether you got your sciatic pain, doesn't matter. They're going to get you up and running and moving again. Pain-free life is in front of you, and the Wellness can deliver that. Call the Wellness Institute in Nashville today, 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or online at painisbad.com.
All right, drivers over here in the Gulch, we still have a stalled vehicle blocking the left lane, 40 eastbound there at exit 209B. And the breaking news out of Statesville, North Carolina, multiple fatalities after a jet linked to NASCAR driver Greg Biffle goes down and bursts into flames. What we know in moments, coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's a tough look.
Yeah, nobody survived that.
No, nobody survived that. They didn't even go that far. They never got above 2,000 feet, according to FlightAware.
Very similar to the UPS crash in Louisville.
Yes, very much so. This was a smaller plane. It's one of those ones. It's like it looks like a cool private jet because it is, but it's a small one. Like you can't stand up in it.
Yeah, they say it was a C-550.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
I don't either.
I have a ticket to get on an airplane that other people have made sure is perfect and can fly. That's what I have. I'll take that.
Yes.
Rarely do you hear about there's always little planes going down. And it sounds, there's always little planes going down. That's always been my worry with those little planes. I've been on a few little planes, and I'm sorry. That's just, there's one out there you can buy that has a parachute. Have you seen that?
That's a good idea.
So but it takes up space and it's expensive, but it actually has, I think it has one or two parachutes. So if something happens in the middle of the air, they'll deploy and the thing will just float down. But this, I don't think it would have mattered because they never got above 2,000. There had to be either a mechanical issue or it was that airport has no, what do they call it? Like a freestanding airport where they don't have a traffic control.
Yeah, they use regional.
Yeah. So they just got some guy out there going, land here, you're fine. What was it?
Go ahead.
Was it the second Die Hard when he blew up all the stuff on the runway?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what they have there.
Is that a Christmas movie too?
No,
They all are.
They are. They absolutely. By the way, I saw it. Well, let me tell you this before I go into that. Apparently, this type of plane, fellas, typically seats 2 pilots and 8 passengers.
no.
But we don't know how many people were on it.
No, CNN reported that he and his wife, and I think he has 2 kids, were supposedly on it.
Goodness.
Now, I don't, God willing, that's not true. That you want to think no, but everywhere is now kind of reporting the exact same thing.
Yeah.
What a horrific.
Yeah, never a good time for this kind of thing to happen, but even worse when
I always go back to Payne
Christmas.
Stewart. Remember Payne Stewart, the golfer? So Payne Stewart, great golfer. Amazing
Remember that,
golfer,
yeah.
and the guy that gives people can't wait to win the Payne Stewart Award. It's like winning the Walter Payton Award.
Ah, okay.
Payne, and he used to wear the snap cap and the old outfits, and he beat Phil Mickelson, I remember, in the U.S. Open and stuff. And he told Phil, "Don't worry, you're going to get yours." Payne's private jet, everybody lost contact. I think it was right after 9/11, right before. And they had to follow him, and all of the windows were foggy, and they lost pressure, and they just followed him until it crashed. There was nothing they could do about it. But, yeah, those little jets, man, no, thank you. Or helicopters. I'm not getting on a helicopter either, and I'm sure not getting on a helicopter. Some guy's got an iPad.
Rode on a helicopter one time.
Oh, I've been on a few. God, no.
Ooh, when they make those steep banks.
I feel like you're going to fall out.
You do, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no. And helicopters, I'll tell you what, it's not if but when. Ask anybody who's ever flown a helicopter. They'll tell you, like really flown. It's not if but when.
Didn't work out for Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Didn't work out for Kobe.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wow. Yeah.
And who was it from Montgomery Gentry? Was it Montgomery or Gentry?
I can't remember, Brother Bilal, but it was one of them.
Yeah, one of those two guys.
I'll stick to my feet Roddy's, which is like a Ferrari. My little feet's just walking, although I drove today my quarter of a mile because it's raining. Just to let you guys know that. Coming up, DCS is a hot mess here. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. It is a mess. And the Tennessee man, you guys remember the dude who went to jail for the memes? You'll never guess what's happening.
He's suing and going to get some money.
There you go. Talk about that as well. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
$12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. And a private jet registered to former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle crashed this morning near Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina. The plane flipped and caught fire shortly after takeoff. And reports say multiple people on board died. Authorities have not confirmed whether Biffle was among the passengers. Reports have indicated that that is the case, but we're waiting for official confirmation. The FAA and NTSB investigating the cause of that crash. Smithville police in Tennessee say they've uncovered a trafficking scheme involving 4 children. Investigators say the victims were brought across the border and then forced into labor at a local Mexican restaurant there, 65 miles east of Nashville. The discovery came after one child ran away and contacted authorities. Multiple agencies involved. More arrests could be on the way. 2 people arrested so far. And a proposed Tennessee law would make schools monitor early indicators of risk among students. Teachers and staff would enter concerns into a secure database, concerns about bullying or suicidal thoughts. The system would then notify a school assessment team, threat assessment team, that would respond and report. Lawmakers say the goal is early intervention and better support, and schools that don't comply could miss out on federal funding. The Trump administration taking new steps to end surgeries and puberty blockers for transgender children nationwide. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy with more.
It's a broad set of actions across HHS agencies meant to curb gender-affirming care for minors. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. calls the surgeries and medicines sex-rejecting procedures.
Sex-rejecting procedures are neither safe nor effective treatment for children with gender dysphoria.
The impact of Kennedy's proposed moves could be wide-ranging. They're aimed at preventing nearly all U.S. hospitals which receive Medicare or Medicaid dollars from offering the procedures to children. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Are you looking to save big on a new HVAC system? Guess it. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling got you covered right there, right now. You got to act now, right? They're federal tax credits. 25C, part of the Inflation Reduction Act, gives you up $2,000 when you install a new central AC and furnace, or $3,200 for high efficiency heat pump. But do not wait. These credits aren't going to be there forever. In fact, they're done here at the end of the year. They expire on the 31st. Plus, that's just the start. TVA, Energy Right rebates worth hundreds of dollars on select high-efficiency units. Then Busy Bee sweetens the deal, you see, with an extra $1,000 off any new HVAC replacement, 15 SEER or higher. Thousands of bucks in saving, federal credits, TVA rebates, Busy Bee's own discount, all working for you. Call them today, 615-775-7833, or visit busybhvac.com, busybhvac.com. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, your comfort, our mission. Dun, 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 dun. By the way, the plane that has the parachute is the Cirrus, Cirrus.
I'd call it serious.
Yeah, I call that serious if you're going down.
Yeah, very serious.
That's some serious stuff going on right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's real serious.
Yeah. So we're keeping abreast on the plane crash in North Carolina where the plane was registered to Greg Biffle, NASCAR driver. Apparently he and his family supposedly on it. Horrible.
So the plane with the parachute,
Yes.
you put it in another plane and then you back it out.
No.
then you open
It's
the
got a
parachute.
parachute in it, and if all this stuff goes wrong, you can deploy the parachute and float down.
So the the plane can't just parachute for the fun of it.
No. It's can't do that. That would be hilarious. Damn plane, every time we fly, it just parachutes itself. I don't know if I've never even seen it. I've never even heard about anybody ever using it.
I've seen displays of it.
Yeah, I
in
have too,
action.
but I don't know if that's just for sales.
Probably.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you guys ever worry that maybe you really suck at this? And the fact that if, a bird can take down a giant plane, maybe a bird can take you guys down. This will help.
Won't hurt.
DCS is awful at what they do. And this is a good report. This is our friends over at Fox use this talking about how bad things are there. Because this new audit, again, another audit. I think this is the second audit since I've been here that they've had, where they had the kids sleeping in the rooms, right, in people's offices.
And before you even got here, this was known to be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been dealing with this for years.
And a lot of states have issues. But every state, because my mom was a foster parent, and it was the worst experience of her life. A few of you have texted and said it was the worst. It was horrible. They're horrible. DCS is horrible. They're horrible. And there's only so much you can blame on management. I think across the board, it's a breakdown. But their findings included a few things. Investigation into child abuse and neglect have been shoddy and or delayed because of lack of management and oversight. That's not good. What's it do? It increases the risk that children are not protected. You had a young kid, and you're going to hear in this, grandma did everything to get him and instead gave him back to mom. Guess what happens? Not a shocker.
Kadarius Maddox was a 13-year-old living in Clarksville when he was found dead in his mother's home. An autopsy later revealed he was starved to death. His mother was found guilty of reckless homicide back in October. His grandmother, Dawn Maddox, says she tried to get help.
Y'all are at fault. You DCS. She killed my grandson.
Despite numerous reports made to DCS and visits, Kadarius was never removed.
Look where we are today. My grandson's dead because they did not do their job.
An audit released today showed DCS child abuse and neglect investigations were insufficient and untimely. It showed that investigators failed to classify cases properly and in a timely manner, and notify the proper team members of sexual abuse and severe abuse cases.
And honestly, I think charges should be brought against them because they're just as guilty as my daughter is.
Yeah. I mean, you're there to protect, right? You're coming in because there is a child that there's a situation in the home that you need some protecting. This child needs some protecting, and that's why you're there. The fact that they don't report some, by the way, it's not just this. I mean, medical and dental screenings were delayed. And you're like, what? Disclosures of deaths and near deaths among children in state custody due to staff vacancies delayed. Everything you could think of. How long kids are staying in certain areas, how long, the fact that parents who aren't supposed to see kids were showing up where their kids were, it is horrible, horrible. And from March to September of this year, 172 kids in state custody in the buildings, at least one night, sleeping there. The average stay in an office building hit 18 days in some region. So they take you out of your home. So Mitch, you're a kid, you're a child, right? You're already in a horrible position because mom and dad or mom or dad or whoever are a hot mess, maybe in jail. You're terrified. And the only place they have for you is what? An office building where you're going to stay for 18 days? One youth stayed in the office for 104 nights while waiting for placements. 104 nights. 104 nights. And of course, it's we don't have enough management. We don't have enough of this. We don't get, there's 4,000 people that work here. It's hard to get everything. You better figure it out. You better figure it out.
When it comes to kids, the excuses are unacceptable.
Yeah, people don't listen to excuses. They don't. And yes, every once in a while, something happens, something, gets through the cracks. It happens. But not to this extent. Again. And they're the most vulnerable. They're the most defenseless. It's just, you got to do better. And, we've talked to Cam about it here. Cameron Smith, he's a foster parent. Doing that stuff, it's hard. It is. It is a tough thing to do. But what I find more and more when I talk to people, even some of you text in, it's not the kids. It's dealing with DCS and other agencies that make you go, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to. I would love to help, but I can't because you are bad at what you do. And we can't. You'll hear some people say they'll show up at all times and they're confused and they're taking the kid, they drop them off another person, and then you find out that sometimes you don't hear from anybody for days. No, you got to do better. They're the most vulnerable in a terrifying position. Speaking of terrifying, you guys might remember our friend out there. Where was he? Perry? Is that where he was? It was just outside of Perry. Not too far from here, about 65 miles away from here. When he posted a meme that almost put him away forever.
Larry Bushart spent 37 days behind bars, not for violence, but for speech. Did you ever think you would end up in jail? I mean, you're a retired officer.
No, I didn't.
He was arrested in September on a felony charge of threatening mass violence at a school, tied to a comment on a Charlie Kirk Facebook post in September after Kirk's death. He commented on a picture of Trump with the quote, "We have to get over it," referencing a 2024 school shooting in Perry, Iowa, which is about 700 miles from Perry County, Tennessee. He was then arrested on September 21st on a $2 million bond.
It's a meme. A $2 million, do you guys remember this? $2 million bond for the meme.
That's just retaliatory.
Well,
so we didn't like what you said, so we're going to punish you without even having a trial.
And remember, so this is Perry, right? Perry County. There was a high school in Perry, Indiana, Perry High School, and somebody brought a gun and shot. He posted something that had been out there for a long time, a meme, and they took it as some sort of threat to the high school.
Threatening mass violence at a school. At a school.
In an exclusively obtained record from News 2, the arrest warrant was sworn out by investigator Jason Morrow, who was tapped by Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems to arrest Bushart. In the affidavit, Morrow wrote, "A reasonable person would conclude Bushart's comment lead to serious bodily injury or death of multiple people." Bushart's attorneys now say this was a concoction, telling us the warrant failed to mention the Perry High School in Iowa, leading people to think it was the Perry High School in Tennessee.
They wanted to try to, find some way to make it such that someone might be tricked or into thinking there was probable cause, and so that's why they left out that context.
I want to go over again. Perry High School, Iowa. There's no mention of him going after and or threatening violence. And they're like, a reasonable person would believe that this is going to happen. No, they wouldn't. I'm sorry, where you live, those people aren't very bright. But no reasonable person would think, oh, yeah, they totally meant that. He meant that school. He meant a school that he didn't go to and doesn't know anybody at, that he's going to go shoot up because he posted a picture of something Trump said from years earlier that had nothing to do with Perry High School, Perry County, Perry Farrell. Nothing.
Sheriff Weems later said he knew the post referenced Perry, Iowa, but believed it still posed a threat. Buschardt's attorneys have now filed a federal civil rights lawsuit. The suit names Perry County Sheriff Nick Weems and investigator Jason Morrow, alleging violations of Buschardt's First Amendment right to free speech and Fourth Amendment protection against unlawful seizure.
If those aren't protected and those aren't fought for, then everything falls apart.
The lawsuit also seeks punitive damages against Weems and Morrow. We reached out to the Perry County Sheriff's Office for comment on the lawsuit, but have not heard back.
Yeah. Remember when was it the Sheriff Weems gave the interview? And the guy's like, is this what you guys think is the danger? Yeah, can't you tell? No. It was political. It was. Because they sent over a sheriff, because he didn't even live in that little town. It was the town next to him. And they sent, I think, a sheriff over there or one of the police officers. And the guy's like, look, they just want to know you're here. We don't know what I don't even know. $2 million bail. And if it wasn't for Reason Magazine who jumped on this, and then we started talking about it, and then it blew up, went nationwide with a couple other, Reason's people, then they released him. But he wasn't supposed to have a bail hearing. Was it till like January?
It was way too long.
Yeah.
And $2 million is ridiculous. And there's a sheriff, a DA, and a judge that all need to have their qualified immunity stripped.
Absolutely, 100%. What do you think they're going to pay him? They're going to have to force to change his names to his high school, to whatever he wants to call it. That was embarrassing.
I got your money, high school.
Yeah, you broke ass high school. Broke ass. Trump signing executive order easing restrictions on weed. Oh, man, he should have done it yesterday. Could have been Weed Wednesday. Wouldn't it have been funny if he came out last night because he was talking so fast.
Does that mean we can light up now?
That's it.
And Cumulus can't do anything about it?
No, man. They've made it a schedule.
The president said it was okay.
Yeah, he did. He signed a thing, said it was fine. Says I get high whenever I want. He talked really fast last night. So everybody's like, Bell said it was going to be an hour and a half speech.
Yeah, I was way off on that.
Yeah. I thought it would be at least 30 minutes. And it wasn't. And he didn't go on until 9 o'clock Eastern.
You know what's funny about this executive order?
What?
There are people out there now that a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago were telling us it's a gateway drug that are now going, yeah, he should have done this. This is a good idea.
He's playing five-dimension chess. He's playing full contact croquet. You guys don't even understand. He's so much ahead of you guys. He's playing marbles and he just got cat's eyes or whatever. I don't even know. What do you, to this day, I still have no idea what marbles was all about. That's how simple it was in our day, kids. We'll talk a little bit about the weed. Trump's talking, weed is, it's good. It's good. I tried some cocaine yesterday. That's why my speech was 18 minutes. So we'll talk.
The writer told me he had written me an hour. I showed him.
Also, the Golden Globes. So if you guys don't know this, the stars who show up at these things, they get goodie bags. Wait till you hear what the goodie bags is filled with for the Golden Globes coming up. It's insane. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Omaha Steaks, baby. Omaha Steaks. Tell you about Omaha Steaks. America's Butcher since 1917. 100% unconditional money-back guaranteed right now. The gourmet gifts galore are waiting for you at Omaha Steaks. Now, when you go to Omaha Steaks, you're going to see all these amazing gift packages, right? Super big. I mean, discounts that are incredible. But on top of all of that, when you go to checkout, guess what you get? Are you ready for this? An extra $35 off when you use my code Benson. And we're talking about top-of-the-line gifts at half off everywhere. Right? So we're talking about burgers. You want an ultimate burger fest? They've got it for you. You want fillets? They've got it for you. They've got everything. Seafood, desserts. We have eaten through ours, and it is time that we got more. We should have another one coming on Tuesday because I love the fillets. And they're incredible. I mean, I'm not a huge steak eater. The fillets are the most amazing things. They really are. So this is what I want you to do. Go to omahasteaks.com. Give the gift of yum yum in your tum-tum with Omaha Steaks. It is amazing. $35 off at... Bell's laughing at me for that. $35 off at checkout and use code Benson. Again, yum yum for your tum-tum with Omaha Steaks. See site for details. Yum yum and your tum-tum. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson saves $35 at checkout.
All right, drivers, we still have a stalled vehicle blocking the left lane 40 eastbound at Broadway. That's exit 209B here on the South Loop downtown. And in Statesville, North Carolina, a fiery plane crash raising questions about a NASCAR legend. Stay tuned for the latest. We got it at 1 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, covering everything. Trump's going to sign. Hey, guys, sweet, man.
I love how they have people in lab coats.
Lab coats. They got the lab coats.
This is all about medicine.
It looks like
it's about helping people with their health.
You know what? They're just probably aides. They're like, get a lab coat. It's going to look great. It's all about framing. These people make it look like we're doing something good. So they're going to be, he's going to sign an executive order. This is the one thing with the Democrats. You go, yeah, that's a pretty good executive order.
You know what it says?
What?
It's not a gateway drug anymore.
It's not a gateway. It used to be.
Used to be. Not now.
Used to be a gateway. That gateway's been open. So if you ever go to the Golden Globes and they're like, oh, my goodness me, I'm going to the Golden Globes because I've been nominated for some, you're going to get a goodie bag. Not everybody gets them, but the stars, the big stars do. Are you ready for this? The goodie bag from the Golden Globes, January 11th. this past year.
And for a little context, these companies pay the Golden Globes to be able to put their stuff in these bags.
$1 million goodie bag. Casa Belmar by Destination in Paradise. That's a 3-night stay in San Jose del Cabo. Beachfront villa, $25,000. Celestine Fenici, 5-day luxury yacht charter throughout the Coral Triangle of Indonesia, $60,000. So these are all travel experiences you get, right? And there's so many of them. Hilton Maldives, resort spa, 3-night stay, $80,000, 6-bedroom.
Hilton, that's kind of slumming it.
Yeah, I know. The Ritz, 3-night stay, Bali. I'm doing this one, $5,800. I could totally do that. Then you get down to the beauty and wellness, and you get all the best stuff. Dog Pound, an exclusive full club rental experience at the ultra private gym, $7,500. The Rob Report, $20,000, the inaugural wellness retreat. Wine, spirits, and cigars, including the 672 Napa Valley Wine Club, 3-bottle Discovery level membership, $300 per recipient. On top of that, you get the Liquid Icons 2 tickets to the 2026 Golden Vines, $30,000. And at Libier Pater, 2 tickets to the Jubilee in Libier Pater Estate in Bordeaux, $117,000, but only one person gets to go.
In fairness, though, they do have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, they do. They absolutely do. Got $117,000, but you only get to bring one person. Well, that's no fun. Right? If you're going somewhere like that.
What cheap company put that in there?
Rob Report? It's just insane. Oh, and so you're thinking to yourself, you get to take up to 5 people on all of these adventures with you. That's what's crazy.
Except that last one.
Yeah, except for that last one, because that's how cool that stuff is. Feels a little she to me. Do you have anything where maybe Wiener Schnitzel's involved? Chad gets all the corn dogs he wants from Wiener Schnitzel.
How come there's no weed companies giving gifts in these things?
You know what? There have been before.
Be.
I'm surprised.
There will be now.
There will be. Next year it'll say wine, spirits, and you want to get high? Who wants some cloves? You guys want some cloves? Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Happy rainy Thursday. Chad Fitzgerald, Super Talk 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Multiple fatalities reported after a plane registered to NASCAR driver Greg Biffle crashed into a ball of fire near Statesville, North Carolina this morning. Reports say the jet flipped and burned shortly after takeoff, just 29 miles from its departure point. Passenger identities have not been confirmed. Investigators say poor weather may have played a role. Authorities in Smithville, Tennessee, about 65 miles east of Nashville, have rescued 4 children from a human trafficking operation. Investigators say the victims were smuggled across the border, then forced to work at Chabelita's restaurant and market there. The case came to light after one child escaped and ran to tell police. 2 men are facing charges. Federal agencies warning more arrests could follow. A new bill in Tennessee would require schools to track early warning signs in students. This proposal calls for a computer-based system where teachers log concerns like bullying, threats, or mental health issues. Those entries would alert a school threat assessment team for quick intervention. If passed, it would take effect in July. Ghislaine Maxwell asking a federal court to vacate her conviction on sex trafficking and other charges. The request could complicate the Justice Department's release of the Epstein files by tomorrow's deadline, As we hear from ABC News, Washington Bureau Managing Editor Catherine Falders.
She's filing this petition in federal court in New York because she's exhausted all other appeal options. She was filing this herself and not with a lawyer. She suggests that there's newly available evidence that obviously, in her view, should be considered. It's a petition and it alleges 9 separate grounds, including juror misconduct and in the government's suppression of evidence for her contention that constitutional violations undermined the integrity of her 2021 trial.
In our nation's capital, President Trump is set to sign an executive order that reclassifies marijuana, that allows for research for medical use. It also benefits cannabis companies, helps them with taxes and that sort of thing. It doesn't make it legal under federal law to smoke or ingest marijuana, but state laws on marijuana use stay in charge. The Trump administration taking new steps to end surgeries and puberty blockers for transgender children nationwide. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
A declaration signed by the HHS secretary says that gender-affirming care is neither safe nor effective for children. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says surgeries and puberty blockers could cause irreversible harm to minors.
This is not medicine, it is malpractice.
HHS now proposes a wide range of actions aimed at curbing the procedures and preventing nearly all U.S. hospitals which receive Medicare or Medicaid dollars from offering them to children. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Several people have said that, I guess some people in NASCAR are confirming it was Biffle and his family. 2 kids. Horrible accident, plane crash, his wife, 2 kids. Is he a pilot? Was he a pilot? I don't know if he was piloting it or if he had somebody else.
No idea.
but
Not
crashed.
very versed on the NASCAR world.
No, I mean, that's just
You know who would probably know would be Matt.
Yeah, I'm not. My mother-in-law is like devastated because she lives for NASCAR. I'm more a Formula One guy. No offense, they have more exotic places. And have you seen a NASCAR event? Pretty cool. Have you seen a Formula One event? Whoa.
I'm told by a really good source that it was all 4 of them and 2 pilots.
Oh, 2 pilots.
Big Machines had Formula One here.
Yeah, those things are awesome, man. When you go to Formula One, it's a different world. Those hot models that follow you around holding the umbrella. You know, that's cool. That is cool. Monaco. You can go to Poconos or Monaco. I'm going to Monaco to stay on my free yacht that I'm squatting on. I know what the rules are over there. They probably shoot you and throw you off the boat. That's probably the rules.
Just take one of those vouchers from the Golden Globes bag and
yeah. What do I get for
that way.
this? By the way, you have to pay almost $400,000 in taxes in California for getting that Golden Globe bag. Yeah. There you go. Trump just signed there's Dr. Oz. He just signed the executive order that now makes marijuana a Schedule III drug. Not legal. So don't worry. Hey, Tennessee, guys, everybody out there is butts puckering and thinking, next thing you know, we're going to turn into, Jamaica. It's not happening. Now, if Trump came out today and said, this thing totally needs to be legal and there shouldn't be any crime or anything associated with it, all those people in Texas and everywhere else who butt pucker about it, they'd be outside going, I guess we got to wake and bake.
I got to find me a dealer now.
Right? Remember Dan Patrick over there in Texas?
The lieutenant governor?
Throwing around the gummies. Yeah, you take these gummies, you eat the whole bag, you're going to die. Like, no, you're not. You know what you're going to do? You're not going to do anything.
You might throw up from overindulging, but you're not going to die.
You're going to be so hungry.
The word munchies won't cover it.
You're not even going to get off your couch. So, how did he die? Happy. So lazy. So,
what an absolute lie, though, to tell your constituents. If you eat this bag of gummies, you're going to die. Dude, people, you think your constituency are idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. It is just I don't know who buys into this. And look, the reason they did this has zero to do with whether or not it's a gateway drug or it's bad or it's good. It's all about the money. The margins on weed are small. The taxes are high. They can't bank, right? So they also can't do taxes to write certain things off. So it becomes a real problem when they can't, when you know they're selling weed, yet they can't put the money in the bank and or write off their product and all of their workers and everything else.
This is one of those things I really feel like he should have made at least an attempt to codify this as a law.
Yeah. Well, but you're not, here's the thing. You're not going to get with Mike Johnson. Mike wanted no part of this. He got into a fight with Kim Rivers, who's the true believer, by the way. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. Go look at some of the weed stocks today. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Mike's an idiot then.
Yeah, he is.
Stupid name, not even real.
Yeah, it's not even a real name. It's fake. But somebody just said about eating all the gummies. Challenge accepted.
Report back after you sober up.
So
don't go driving anywhere.
If you eat a whole bag of gummies, you're going to be eating a lot more. That's right. And by the way, Taco Bell brought back the quesarito. So if you really want something.
I don't need to be high to go get a quesarito, though.
Those things are delicious. What is it? Well, let me tell you. You remember how we got a burrito and a quesadilla? We combined the two. To make it what? To make it awfully good.
One is never enough.
That's right. And with this, you get a 10% discount to Busy Bee. Just the plumbing part. That's all you're going to need on that one. But this is cool. I mean, the other side of this is not just the taxes, but now Big Weed can do something that they've been wanting to do for a long time, for decades, which is now they can start going after investment money. Because people are willing to, institutional money is now willing to come in and invest in them so they can do quote unquote research. There's some interesting research. Charlotte strain. If you guys have never seen anything about Charlotte strain, it is amazing. These guys, this girl had what seemed to be autism and some form of cerebral palsy where she would have seizures all day. And the family tried everything. They were on 60 Minutes several years ago, and they had this strain that they ended up giving her. Mom was trying everything. And she went from not being able to communicate or talk to she's like it was like a different person.
And then she started doing heroin the next day.
That's it. Well, that's what happened. She started drinking, then she went out and sold somebody's big wheel, crashed it into Potter's tree. Oh, man. So, yeah, that was... Did
you see Sally's comment?
A drunk driver will plow through the sign 100 miles an hour and then say, what stop sign? A high driver will sit at the stop sign and wait for someone to paint the green, write the word go on it. That's the truth. So, oh man, I tell you what. So good for him. This should have been done a long time ago. If they could have once explained to us why marijuana was actually Schedule 1, where fentanyl's a Schedule 2. Let's just put it that way. We're fighting a narco war, not against Jamaica, which is making me crazy, but against against fentanyl. And that's a Schedule 2. This was a Schedule 1. So, but Mike Johnson will never allow this. What if Trump wants to make weed the only legal drug on the planet and has the United States corner the market?
Well, if it was legal, it would certainly... I mean, right now, the biggest thing the government does for black market weed is support the prices.
Yeah, and tax the hell out of it. Make it
by making it illegal, it's price supports, because the harder it is to get, the more that the black market dealers can charge for it.
Yeah, plus... in some states, they've taxed it to the point where people have gone back to their old dealers because they're like, we can't afford, right? Something that, a dime bag is costing you this much over here, for the same money, I can get a whole hefty bag.
I was paying $120 before, now I'm paying $250.
Yeah, but it's legal. And, they don't stop you and ask you what wacky tobacco you have there. So good for him. Good for him.
I think it's right now, the gummies, the seltzers, things like that is approaching a $2 billion a year industry.
That's massive.
That's strong.
Yeah. Strong. Very strong. And they're doing everything they can to take it all away here. So, I mean, somebody said, is it Schedule 6 in Tennessee? No, it'd be a Schedule quadruple 6 times 5 times, because they don't want it. There's people that come in and they're just... We've had them. Oh, drugs are bad. It's I don't know if you're aware of this, Kim. This is a gateway drug. I was reading the Bible. Really? Show me the Bible where it talks about how weed gets you so high you can't do anything. Is that right after he turned it into wine?
I didn't believe they could be productive citizens if we legalized pot.
What?
But somehow or another, we're still productive with having alcohol.
Yeah. And ask anybody, by the way, ask any doctor in the world. What's the hardest drug to get off of, or what's the hardest thing to get off? They'll tell you alcohol will kill more people when they try to go cold, when they're really like hard drinkers, than just about anything. But that's legal. And I've said for years, this will become legal when they get enough power through lobby. This will become legal. And that's what they have. They've got that now. And now the big people can come on in, man.
Yeah, you got to remember, though, freedom's okay, but it's got to be in the quantity and the type that I'm all right with.
I stand corrected.
Whoops.
It's $4.11 billion.
Damn.
It was the seltzers alone that are like a $2 billion.
That's
industry.
crazy. And they're just getting started.
Yes.
They're having to fight everywhere, like places like Tennessee where everybody's terrified. I don't know what you're terrified of. I mean, honestly, I would rather be in a room full of people that are high than people who are drunk.
Absolutely.
100%. First of all,
100%.
First of all, at some point in time, I know I'm getting fed. Okay? We all know that. And the second thing, and this is most important, when you're in a room full of drunks, at some point in time, somebody's fighting somebody.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to kick somebody's ass.
Yes.
Because they are annoying.
If you're in a room full of stoners, they're making a schedule for later after they sober up to fight.
Yeah, that's right. And then they'll forget. And that's after we get pizza, Taco Bell. Oh, it's
milkshakes.
Great. Yeah, but it's not going to be timely. So you got to go there kind of full because it's not coming in 5 minutes. It's going to take a while. Because first we got to see, yeah. So there we go. So good for him. I'm glad.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like what happened in. I wonder what changed Governor Greg Abbott's mind down there in Texas to veto that bill.
The veterans.
It was the veterans.
They came hard. They came so hard for him. They're saying, look, we fought for you. We're injured for you. We're suffering. And it was also some patients' rights group going, this is the only thing I can take. Some 7-year-old woman who's going through cancer treatment and she's taking gummies so she can have some appetite. And you want to go and do this. But the veterans were the biggest thing. That was it. I mean,
he said, okay.
Yeah. Because I think he knows it's stupid. Dan Patrick is one of those guys, if he could, he'd burn all the books. Harry Potter, that's Satan.
Oh, yeah, the attorney general down there?
Oh, God. No, the lieutenant governor.
Oh, lieutenant governor.
Yeah, the other guy would burn him, too. They all would if they given a chance. Oh, man. Some of you guys out there talking about your weed. I love the guy that just sent me all the stuff about the prices. One time... I was paying for, listen to this. This is great. Back when I first started partaking, Mexican was 15 an ounce, Colombian was 30 an ounce, and Acapulco Gold was 45 and more.
It was free for me because I had a cousin who grew it like trees.
Oh, goodness. I just let people live their lives. It's sort of always been like the conservatives who want everybody to live their lives fine and dandy, yet you want to be in everybody's business if you think it morally offends you.
If you're not hurting somebody else and it's all based in consent, shut your face.
Yes, 100%. Shut your face. One guy, 5937, I have a food truck and do music festivals. I have so much food at events with lots of pot compared to events with just alcohol. And the customers are nicer.
He probably needs a secondary trailer to bring the extra food he's going to sell.
Yeah. Tom says, I can vouch for alcohol being worse. Kick, drugs, cold turkey, no issues. Awesome. Alcohol took another 5 years and 2 tries. And I was watching, remember Dr. Drew? Loveline, all that stuff. But yeah. So Dr. Drew said more people will die, not from alcohol poisoning, but just trying to kick it, going cold turkey. They will have heart attacks and die than people who are trying to just go cold turkey on drugs. It takes so much longer to get over it.
So many people that are against it are just they're not even sure why they're against it. It's just morally wrong to them.
Yeah, it does. It's everything.
That's why it just drives me nuts. Conservatives that are so pro-freedom are suddenly, freedom's okay, but it has to be the type I'm all right with. If I'm not all right with it, then freedom's not so good.
Yes. It all boils down, 9925 says, to personal responsibility and consent. Then why isn't fentanyl, PCP, heroin, why is it illegal? Good question. Great question. Why is it? By the way, fentanyl is a Schedule 2. Just to remind you guys, this was worse than fentanyl up until a little while ago. Maui Wowie was $2.50 an ounce.
Some people just need government to be their daddy and mommy and daddy for them. They can't function if they don't have somebody telling them how to live.
Yeah, they need to. It's so frustrating. Just get over yourselves, for God's sakes. And when they were all in here, talking about how bad drugs were and all that, and just drugs, everything without moderation, everything's awful. But why do you get this? You couldn't even tell me. When I talked to several politicians, why was it illegal? Nobody could ever tell me why it was made a Schedule 1 drug. Nobody could ever tell anybody because they didn't know. And the reason was it was Hearst. It was paper versus hemp. Somebody's a big logger. They don't want hemp to be the get-all in that situation. All right, coming up, that's some fun stuff still. Christmas cookies. We know what the favorite cookie is, and I got to be honest with you, that's a no for me. Talk about that straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. All right, guys, Prize Picks, awesome. Right now, they got massively great deals going on Prize Picks. They have all kinds of promos going on. So what is Prize Pick? It's America's #1 fantasy sports app. With Prize Pick, you pick based on player stats and projections, more or less, right? Whether it's touchdowns, whether it's three-pointers, whatever it is. That's what you pick, which is great. And they've got tons of stuff you can do when it comes to Prize Picks, including things like they get all kinds of max discounts. They got one for Anthony Joshua. He's taking on Jake Paul this weekend. You can mix and match sports, which is awesome. And you can do stacks now. So they offer stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. So Steph Curry could be points, 3-pointers, and assists. There you go. That's what's great. Easy payouts, early payouts too. A bunch of other great things you can do with Prize Picks. You know the games. America's #1 fantasy sports app. Prize Picks is also going to do something for you right now. When you download the app, you use my code, CHAD. So you go there and download the app and use CHAD. You get $50 instantly in lineups right into your account after you play your first $5 lineup. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code CHAD. Start your winning. Get that $50 immediately into your lineup when you play your first $5 lineup, win or lose. Prize Pick. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789.
Still following the story out of North Carolina where a plane registered to NASCAR veteran Greg Biffle crashed in a ball of fire. We'll tell you more about it coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I think it was Sandra said she texted in. She does all the time. God bless you. She said, how bad it smells. I understand the bad smelling stuff, but they are working on stuff now that is going to make stuff smell better.
Well, and you can drink it.
Yes.
Now, and you can just take a gummy.
Yeah.
You don't have to smoke it.
You know what else smells bad? Vomit! Because you couldn't hold your liquor.
That stinks pretty bad, too.
I'll go through a smell of somebody smoking some Waken and bacon rather than me having to pick up your chunks as you puked all over somebody's house.
She's also talking about her rental property in the context of that statement. And if she doesn't want people smoking cigarettes or pot in her rental property, that's her right as the owner of the property.
100%. Yeah. I mean, that's your right.
Put it in the contract. No cigarette smoking, no marijuana.
Yeah, and if somebody does it, call the law, as they say.
I will tell you this. If I had a rental property, and I don't, we could, but we don't. No fish. You can't cook fish in the house. It's gross. It's disgusting. You can't get rid of the smell. It's awful. It's awful. Awful. It's not even close. It's like, it's just the worst. I mean, you just go in and everybody knows it. And everybody's looking at you. It's like, why? Bob over there decided to have some fish. Oh, tilapia. Nice. Tilapia, boys. Tilapia. The great cookie debate. There's a great cookie debate because now they're coming out with all the stuff, what's the favorite cookie in America for the Christmas time? What's your favorite Christmas cookie?
My favorite Christmas cookie? One with a lot of icing on it.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of it.
Yesterday, Matt, Erica, she packed little bags for all the families and everything here, which was great. There was one of those little Christmas cakes, those little Debbies you could buy. I got it home. My daughter goes, what's that? And she took it, and it was gone. I sent a picture to Matt going, she was just devouring it. I was like, that's nice. You know what they're saying, America? Gingerbread.
I do like gingerbread cookies with lots of icing.
But this is only for the holiday. Like, this is just I like a sugar cookie with lots of icing.
I like a sugar cookie with lots of icing.
I do.
I don't like icing on my chocolate chip cookies, though.
No, God, no. That's silly. That's like putting raisins in them. That's just a silly thing. But the gingerbread dominates the nation. Almost 75% of the states say gingerbread is the number one. I also like those Danish cookies, right? The ones you get in the 10s. Those things are amazing.
Oh, yes, sir.
And they're also evil.
Yeah, they're evil.
Yeah.
They're good.
So good.
Oh, man. I can eat an entire 10 of them.
Oh, so wrong, I know. You Danish people. Well, you guys know what you're doing over there, right?
I mean, I can eat an entire 10 of Danish cookies before I go heat up my fish in the microwave.
Oh, don't do that, fish. Even my cat's like, oh, that's gross. What are you doing, fish? Because my eldest, she likes fish. So I don't. So, because if you guys know, I have my studio, which is, we rented another apartment a few doors down where it's a studio apartment. We've turned it into like a podcast studio where I do my national show. And I'll come back walking. And when Finn is in town, I can always tell like about 20 yards away. I'm like, oh. Right. Fish is. You could just tell. I'm like, I'm living over here for the next 3 days. Then you got to throw the microwave away, too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, it does. A microwave, it does not recover from that, man. You can use the strongest, type of disinfectant or cleaner there is, and it will not remove it. It's just there.
No, it's there. Yeah, and same thing, too, with the barbecue sometimes. Like, cook your food first before you put that on. Otherwise, what's the burger taste like? It tastes like gross tilapia.
Put a bloody patty in the microwave.
So gross. Oh, good God. So the number one cookie in America is the gingerbread. Shortbread. Gingerbread. I've never been a gingerbread fan. No. The Belle either. But I just... Oh, good. I like the soft, Jason said it, man. That soft sugar cookie with some icing on it. Ooh,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, coming up, we'll talk a little bit about, we got a lot of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the trans surgery, the gender stuff, what the government's thinking about doing, more on the weed. Also, that Coldplay, remember the whole Coldplay thing with the meme? The lady?
Yeah.
She's speaking out finally.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, talk about somebody. I'm going to take a different approach to this one and maybe defend her a little bit, even though what she did was naughty. That being said, I think the way that the world treated her, my God. Chad Bensfield, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we've got a crash blocking the left two lanes now. 65 northbound at Armory Drive. It is a 2-mile backup. In Berry Hill, we've got a crash blocking the right shoulder. 65 southbound at Armory Drive. So you've got some issues there on 65 just south of downtown. And looking at the map, you're having to come to a complete stop due to this crash. A water main break in Smyrna. Channel 4 says it shut down Highland Avenue and Morton and Richland roads. Crews working near Abbott's Lane, where about 24 customers are without water. Repairs expected to take 4 to 6 hours, so you might want to avoid that area if you're going to be driving there for a while. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. A jet registered to NASCAR driver Greg Biffle crashed near Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina this morning. Reports say the plane flipped and caught fire shortly after takeoff, killing multiple people. Authorities have not confirmed whether Biffle was on board, but many sources say that Biffle, his wife, and children, and 2 pilots were on board. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board investigating the cause. President Trump in the Oval Office this afternoon signing an executive order reclassifying marijuana as a less dangerous drug, opening up opportunities for research into medical applications, possibly loosening regulation.
Hopefully this reclassification, which, by the way, polls at 82%, will help many of those patients live a far better life.
President Trump stressing the reclassification does not allow recreational use on the federal level. State laws still in charge there. Here in Tennessee, 4 children are safe after being rescued from what police say was a human trafficking ring in Smithville, about 65 miles east of Nashville. Police say the victims were forced into labor at a Mexican restaurant and market to pay off smuggling debt. The investigation began when a girl ran away for help. 2 men under arrest. Authorities say more arrests are expected. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Taxes. Do you know some of the things you're going to be able to claim? Probably not. The one big, beautiful bill, very big, very, very big. Car loan interest, opportunity there. If you're over 65, opportunity to grab some senior deduction of up to $6,000. And these are all available, but they have some restrictions. You got to understand how these work. That's where Beacon comes in. When it comes to what's going on in the market, are you positioned right? Feeling good? Do you think, am I going to outlive what I'm doing? Or is it going to be okay? Beacon can help you with that. Then you get to long-term care, which is a big deal as we live longer. And people need help. And you don't want to wait too long. The next thing you know, something happens and it eats away at everything you've worked so hard for. And then estate planning. Beacon can help you with one of these or all of these. They're amazing. They're local. Once you give them a call today, set up a free personalized financial consultation. Call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. You can also visit them online at beaconcm.com or call 615-488-9303 for Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement. Trump gave a speech last night. Looked like he was kind of hopped up for a little while, if you've seen it. Comes out there, what's happening? Oh, my God. He did. He was talking so fast. He was like on it. What are you guys doing? You guys ready for this? The economy sucks. Biden sucks. That's what he sounded like. It's all Biden's fault. Man, I don't know what they're doing over in Venezuela. We got to get some of that. The embargo or the blockade is only for oil. Because I saw some people out there, you can't do a full blockade. You can't. You can't do a full blockade on the country because that is actually an act of war. And he would have to go to Congress and Mike Johnson sending everybody home because they may have to make a decision about something that would make him feel uncomfortable. So that's not going to happen. So I wouldn't, I know a lot of people, yes, I don't know what, Tucker said, he's going to go out tonight and talk about, war with Venezuela. And I'm like, he's not. He's not going to go out and talk about war. That's a tough pitch to America. That's a tough pitch to America.
That would be a tough pitch to MAGA because you've spent how many years now building your brand on being the guy who ends wars?
Yeah, big time. Big time. And remember, there's two versions of MAGA. There is some of you who are baby boomers, right? Trump can do anything they want. And you're going to say absolutely. And you've got a younger generation that was really, really behind Trump, but Epstein was a big deal. No wars was a big deal. And they have really fractured. And they've moved away from him in a big way. They got very disillusioned with Trump. So thank God, though, I don't think we're going to be going into to Venezuela. If the army starts to show up, then you can get a little bit nervous. We're not going in with only 15,000, 20,000 men. We're not showing up without the army. We're not. That's not going to happen. Meanwhile, Ken, I don't know if you saw this, but there's some new plaques at the White House.
First, it was paving over the Rose Garden. Then it was demolishing the East Wing to make room for that ballroom. Now the president making additional changes to the colonnade. He has now unveiled what he is calling the Presidential Walk of Fame. This includes portraits of every single president. He has now added plaques with descriptions underneath. He's using it as an opportunity to take a swipe at his predecessors, calling former President Joe Biden sleepy and crooked, calling former President Barack Obama one of the most divisive figures in political history. I will tell you, we saw this yesterday. Many of these read like the president's social media posts, and that is because the White House press secretary says the president wrote many of these
himself. So if you go in there, there's like a plaque, like plaques of all the presidents.
Yeah.
And they're just like, Trump's all, this guy sucked. He's the worst. Right? And then my favorite one, though, is he talks about Reagan was a good guy. Reagan was a fan of Trump, and I was a fan of Reagan.
What did Woodrow Wilson say? Do we know?
No, probably. I don't even know who this guy is.
So is it every president?
Yeah, I think so. Every president. Lincoln. Many people think Lincoln and I are like. That's why we like him. He's also a tall guy.
He was tall too.
Do you have nothing else to do? Honest to God, what are you doing? Why would you do that? There's no reason for it. That is for you. That is. You put a plaque up of your predecessors, and all you did was talk about crap. Well, I'm owning the libs. What? With a plaque that nobody could see? Sleepy Joe, the worst president in history.
Yeah, I don't know if those are going to stay up after the next election.
Oh. So check this out. Breaking news. The police are looking into potential ties between the Brown University shooting and the killing of the MIT professor that was found shot in his apartment.
I wondered about that.
It was about 60 miles from each other.
Yeah.
And that MIT professor, he did plasma fusion. And he wasn't just a professor, he ran the department. And again, the whole thing with Brown, talk about awful policing. Like Barney Fife would say, you guys are doing it all wrong. It's just, we should ask Kash Patel, get him on the line, find out where he's at. Dan Bongino, what are you doing? Hey, do you think he's coming back? I heard he's going to the Blaze. Because now that he's
No,
left,
I think they said he was going to go Blaze.
he probably was. If you guys wanted a little inside scoop, did I tell you yesterday early, Ken, that I told you my friend had told me what happened with him, that he cleaned out his office?
Yeah.
A few hours later, he's gone. I said, I told you guys. His wife basically said, you leave or else. We're done here.
That's a line in the sand.
Mm-hmm. When wifey says there's enough, he was also very disillusioned with his boss. I wonder why. I wonder why, man. I'll tell you that right now. That's crazy. I cannot believe that Trump has plaques up talking smack about the last presidents.
I can believe it.
It is, but it's so petty. At what time do you just go, dude, come on. When are we going to act like an adult? This is not an adult-like thing.
Wonder what all that cost.
I don't know. I don't know. What my question?
Tariffs are paying for it.
Yeah, tariffs. They're paying for everything. $18 trillion in tariffs. Google. We've brought in a Google. It's the greatest.
That's half the national debt.
Yeah, not $18 trillion.
Or
Don't listen
more
to that
than.
number. It's like when he says, I've lowered drug prices by 600% or whatever, 400%. So they're paying us to take drugs now? Is that what they're doing? Because if something costs $100 and you lower it by half, what is that?
50.
And if you lower it by 100, that's what?
100%.
So if we lower it by another 400%, you're going to pay us $400 to take your drugs. It's not a good business model. That's what I told him. Did you see the plaques? He said stuff about George Bush. He got us into wars. It's just so... It is just so... You're like, what is this?
What's he say about Bill? What does he say?
Probably. Epstein Island. I'm sure it says something about Epstein Island. He went to Epstein Island 473 times. Also, sullied the office with all the sex he had in there with that larger girl. That's something he would say.
Larger girl.
She was a bit hefty. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. But again, who's that for? It's for you.
Monica Lewinsky was not unattractive.
She was not. She was not unattractive.
I think she got a raw deal, man.
She did. She did get a raw deal.
Demonized her.
Yeah. See, the right used her as a way to go after Clinton and didn't care about her. The left then went after her because of Clinton.
She was basically a kid.
And that's all she
enamored
was.
by the power.
Yeah. Oh, who is it? Was it? Power's the greatest aphrodisiac. Was that Kissinger? Remember that?
Sure, it wasn't Lennon.
No, that's what.
Sounds like Palpatine.
Oh, Palpatine. That guy would get it with his. So that was, and I was reading about the Coldplay lady. She's got a huge article.
Yeah. What about that?
She said, look, I took responsibility for what I did. I filed for divorce, and there was a lot that went behind that. But what happened to her afterwards, being essentially canned, right? You know, like that was and nobody will, she goes, I couldn't go anywhere without people yelling at me, saying horrific things. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't get a job. People wouldn't even talk to me.
Because everybody's so much more righteous.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Everybody's righteous. That's what they are. They're righteous.
God forbid if she had smoked pot, too.
Oh.
Well, maybe she did. That just didn't show up on the big screen.
Yeah.
Want to understand, Coldplay has a great light show.
So she said that she was invited out. Her and her husband are already having some trouble, but she was invited out. She wanted to go dance. He didn't. I guess the husband didn't. And she goes, I had a crush on my CEO. We were drinking. We were hanging out in the back, and nothing was going on. And then we kind of canoodled, and it was like a whole bunch of people in there. It was like almost a party. It was like one of the suites. And she goes, we moved up, and she goes, we didn't even see them put or even say that they were going to do the kiss cam or whatever it was. But yeah, they destroyed her too. They did. It's just, I mean, we live in a time now, like you said, everybody's so righteous. Everybody's so righteous. I'm not. Let me tell you something. I suck. I'll tell you that right now. Not.
Oh, please. You don't even drink.
I'm not throwing any kind of stones at anybody. You do you, but I don't think we should blow people's lives up over stuff.
Never.
Look, she said, I made a mistake. It was stupid. Okay. People make mistakes. You guys are adults, right? You weren't sacrificing children. You were well-to-do people, and you guys liked each other. Okay. It sucks for your husband. I think he was separated from his wife, and we all move on. But to make it so you're going to have to move to some small, tiny town somewhere where nobody has the internet. That's not cool. It's not cool, baby. That's what I'm saying. Coming up, I came across this. I found this. So toys from the past adjusted for inflation. Some of our favorite toys from the past. I'm going to tell you guys this right now. The one toy from, I think it was 1985, adjusted for inflation. I didn't realize how expensive this toy was.
You got Big Wheels on that list?
No Big Wheels.
I want to know what a Big Wheel.
I'll find out what a Big Wheel is. When was the height? When was the height of your Big Wheel riding? Was it 73, 74?
Dude, I was 6 in 73, so probably 75, 78, 76.
Mine would have been 75, 76.
Okay, so we're going to find out. Adjusted for inflation, toys versus today. We'll do that straight ahead, among other things. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7. Birch Gold, still have a chance to get yourself some free silver with every $5,000 you spend with Birch Gold. You get yourself free silver. Silver's made a huge move. Gold's made a huge move. There's still uncertainty in the markets. The AI bubble, yay, nay. You got global conflicts. That's why gold. Diversification is key. You text the word Benson to 989898 right now. They're going to get you out an info kit. If you've got an existing IRA or 401k, you could actually have it moved over, get a tax-sheltered IRA backed by gold with Birch, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's easy to do. They're A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. And when you see what's going on out there, it's not about abandoning everything. It's just about having a smart plan, and diversification is the key, and gold can help you with that. So this is what I want you to do. Text the word Benson now to 989898 today. They're going to get you out the info kit. You decide what's good for you. Find out how if you qualify for the free silver. That's the word Benson to 989898 for Birch Gold.
All right, drivers, we've got a crash blocking the left 2 lanes, 65 southbound, right now at Armory Drive. We got a crash on the right shoulder, 65 northbound at Armory Drive as well. We got an update on the North Carolina plane crash with ties to a NASCAR legend, and President Trump signs an executive order pertaining to marijuana. All that and more coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hey, Santa, what you got for us? Let's go to the Wayback Machine in a commercial from the 1950s.
Oh, cartons of camels are sure to please. Besides, they look so handsome under Christmas trees. So easy to give, so good to get. Give Camels, the nation's favorite cigarette. Ho, ho, ho. It's gift-packed, ready to give, with a space for your greeting.
Hey,
cigarettes.
Yeah, and it's got Santa holding the cigarettes.
Awesome.
Santa wearing a stethoscope at the same time.
Just in time. And for your stocking stuffers, children.
Are we sure that wasn't one of those left-handed cigarettes?
Oh, look at you there. I found out, by the way, the big wheel adjusted for inflation.
Yes, sir.
So back in the day, $16 to $20, right, is what it was going to cost, depending. Right now, $100 to $120.
Wow.
Yeah.
For a big wheel?
For a big wheel, adjusted for inflation.
Wow.
Adjusted for inflation.
Because what did they cost back in that time period? Was it like 25?
16 to $20, depending. And remember, then they added the brake, and it cost a little bit more for the brake.
Man.
So.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, the brakes you could spin out.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
awesome.
that was fun.
Remember the green machine?
Yes.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome, too. Green machine. What's up, man? I got my green machine. You want to race? Let's do it.
No helmets.
Rubik's Cube, $1.99 in 1980. Currently $7.49. Cabbage Patch, $21, 83, 67.33 now. This is the one that surprised me. 1985, Teddy Ruxpin, $70. Current, adjusted for inflation, $207.
Wow.
Man, that is crazy. Hatchimals, $50. Currently $67, because those were in the 80s. Guitar Hero was $90 in 2007, $139 now. Tamagotchis. Remember those? Those little like
they were trolls with the hair?
No, they were the little like electronic thing that you tried to keep alive as like an animal that you put on your keychain or carry around.
Do not remember those.
Yeah. Beanie Babies, $5.95, $11 now. So adjusted for inflation. But Teddy, I could not believe if Teddy was to debut on today's market. And this is not counting if, $21 for a Cabbage Patch. Yeah, that's fine in February. But for Christmas? Man, remember everybody run the store to get the Cabbage Patch dolls?
Yeah.
They're beating the hell out of each other.
Everybody had big hair.
Yep, mom's fighting over stuff.
Yeah.
JCPenney's. Ah! Those were the days. Good old times. Good old times. God bless you all.
You had to get to Sears early so you could get a hammer out of the home department to beat over the head with somebody in the toy department.
Yeah, that's where you got to go there first, right? So you can just.
Yeah.
We did that at Otasco.
What was Otasco? Was that your?
It was a store in Oklahoma.
What would that be compared to in today?
It was like a Walmart.
Okay.
Just had a little bit of everything.
Are they still there?
No.
Or did they sell out?
I think they sold out.
Okay. We had TG and Y.
We had TG and Y's.
And then we had Woolworth, obviously.
In fact, I think at one point it was TG&Y Otasco.
Oh, really?
At one point. But I got to look that up.
That's crazy. Otasco. I'd never heard of Otasco. That's something new.
Had a big old green sign.
Oh. Woolworth. You know where Woolworth is big? Is down under. That's a huge store. Woolworths.
Really?
Yep, Woolworths in New Zealand and Australia. Massive. That's like their version of, I guess it would be Kohl's or something like that. Very interesting. All right, coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
2 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Bellevue got a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder, 40 westbound, right there at Old Hickory Boulevard West. And we're still dealing with a crash 65 northbound at Armory Drive, although that's off on the right shoulder. Full forecast in 5 minutes. Officials in North Carolina say there are multiple fatalities after a business jet owned by NASCAR legend Greg Biffle crashed while landing at Statesville Regional Airport just north of Charlotte. Airport director there, John Ferguson, says takeoffs and landings going to be halted for a while.
The airport now is closed until further notice. It will take some time to get the debris off the runway to get it safe again.
Yeah, so this jet erupted into a large ball of fire and smoke on the runway. The FAA says there were 6 people aboard this Cessna C550. They say it was, or rather sources say, it was NASCAR legend Greg Biffle, his wife, their kids, and 2 pilots. President Trump in the Oval Office this afternoon signed an executive order reclassifying marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 controlled substance with legitimate medical uses.
We have people begging for me to do this, people that are in great pain.
So it opens up opportunities for research into medical applications, possibly loosening regulation.
Hopefully this reclassification, which, by the way, polls at 82%, will help many of those patients live a far better life.
President Trump stressed the reclassification does not allow recreational use on the federal level. State laws still in charge of that. Right now, about 65 miles east of Nashville, a human trafficking investigation in Smithville's led to the rescue of 4 children. Officials say the victims were smuggled into the U.S., then coerced into working at a Mexican restaurant to pay off smuggling debt. The operation was uncovered after one of the kids ran away to get help. 2 suspects are in custody, and the case remains active. Tennessee lawmakers have introduced a measure aimed at student safety. It would require schools to train staff and use a system to track behavioral warning signs of things like bullying, self-harm. Logged concerns would then trigger immediate review by a threat assessment team. Non-compliant schools could lose state funding. A Knoxville couple is alive to tell their terrifying story of survival during an apartment fire. They had to jump from their 3rd floor balcony. Darren and Melissa Brewster telling WVLT TV.
And I just grabbed the windowsill and just went for it. It was a very hard decision to make that jump until you're left with no decision, and then it was extremely easy.
Off-duty firefighter Colby Gable helped break their fall. The fire displaced 15 people and destroyed 10 units. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Greg Biffle, 6 people killed, NASCAR driver, his wife, 2 pilots, and their 2 children in North Carolina.
Just north of Charlotte.
Yeah. It was a small airport, and their plane didn't get above 2,000 feet. And a horrible situation. And what happened, again, there was drizzle, it was fog, there was a lot of things. And I don't know if there was a problem or if they just lost sight or we haven't found that out yet. NTSB is on site right now. But, man, what a horrible thing.
That map they're showing makes it look like they got off the ground.
Yeah.
Must have encountered some kind of problem and tried to get back to the airport and then crashed at the airport.
Yeah, they circled around and they never got above 2,000 feet. So I don't know how long they flew for. That we don't know. So, yeah, it was a Cessna. So it's it's tragedy. You know, it's a horrible situation. And that's why I don't fly little planes, guys. That's why you don't do it.
I flew on a prop plane one time.
Oh man, I've been on one of those.
It was one of those Eagles. What's the carrier that has
American Eagle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I was on one of those ones. It was a bigger plane, but it was a prop plane.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that.
I was kind of and like where did I boarded it in Little Rock, Arkansas, because I'd flown to Arkansas for a job interview. And the flight back was that prop plane. And we had to go out onto the tarmac and walk up some mobile stairs to get on it. And I was like, do I want to do this? But it was okay.
We did, back when I was at KDF, we used to do this show on Friday called The Traffic Jam. And this pilot offered to take us up in the air. And we were going to do it through the Marty.
Yeah.
And at one point, the host, Slats, was talking to him off air and says, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go, hey, what's this do? And then we're all going to make a sound like something's gone wrong, seriously wrong. And the pilot was like, oh, okay, no problem. So when they get back on the air, they go into the bit. And when Slats says, what's this do? The pilot let go of the wheel. And we went nose down. And Slats drops an S-bomb right live on the
You know
air.
what?
And then the pilot pulls back up, and I'm literally sitting there thinking, if we were on the ground, I would beat this man to a pulp.
So, I will. Look, when you're in that situation, you're a little, you gotta. That's terrifying. I'm sorry. It's just when you think, because you have no control, because that's a lot of what it is. The fear of flying is about control. You don't have any control, and you don't understand it. Despite men's, I could land this plane belief, we can't land anything. I could just be the first one to crash it.
Yeah.
I could do the best job of sending it into the ground.
New York Post just put out an alert. Hijacked plane crashes into L.A. airport building.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. Let's see. I haven't seen that. So they hijacked, man.
That's the headline. Let's see this.
Let's see here. Hijacked plane. Yep, they're saying that. New York Post. Thieves broke into a flight school, Van Nuys Airport in Los Angeles, hijacked a plane before crashing it into a building. Oh, it's a tiny plane. Okay.
Interesting.
They're saying they're thieves. And the building they crashed into is where you store your plane.
Interesting.
So it was a bad bargain job.
Yeah, one person taken into custody.
Yeah, that was.
So the headline makes it sound like, wow.
Whoa, we're under attack.
But it looks like, I don't think they ever got off the ground. I'm looking at an image. It looks like they just drove into the side of a building.
That's what it looked. Remember when that guy stole the guy who worked at the airport? It was suicidal, and he stole the bigger jet, the 730, took it for, and then he committed suicide?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pamela Fergus texted me and said that Governor Lee has pardoned Jelly Roll.
Yes.
Oh, good. Right on, Jelly. So Jelly's going into the Opry. He's lost all this weight, and he's got a pardon. It has been a good year.
He's on an upswing, man.
He is on an upswing.
So the pardon makes it like it didn't happen, right?
Yes. The pardon makes it like the commutation means it happened, but you don't have to suffer the consequences of that. A pilot just texted in and says, sounds like engine went off. Something happened with the engine.
The Biffle plane?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what it sounds like. Because it was 26 minutes in the air. And if you only got to 2,000 feet, is what they're saying. Drizzle, poor visibility. It sounds like they got somewhere, couldn't get up. It started to stall, and they tried to make it back. But you would feel like you'd be able to land the thing because they're at the airport.
Well, it said it flipped.
Yeah, they do say it flipped, and then boom.
Man,
That's the weird thing to me about being in an airplane is the closer you are to the ground, the more dangerous it is because it's less time for the pilots to work the problem.
It's all about the takeoff and landing.
Yeah.
Again, it's much like with, people who throw themselves off. It's never, it's not the falling. It's the hitting the ground. It's the same thing here. It's the pilots will tell you it's the takeoff, the landing. Those are the most important things. It's the ground. The ground doesn't give. It's not as givey as we would think. But so it flipped over. I wonder if they had if they'd lost all power. Because you'd think if you made it back to the airport, you'd have a shot.
Yeah. What would cause it to flip? Because, wouldn't it glide possibly? A pilot would definitely know that.
Yeah. And we're waiting to find out what I guess it would be the black box, because they all have a black box.
Yep, that's what they'll be looking for.
So, tragedy, horrible. Other breaking news. Trump said weed Schedule 3. We've touched on that throughout the day. As well as the latest on the Brown shooting, that they're now seeing if there's a link between Brown, the university, the shooting there, and the MIT professor, which is so weird. And he was killed at his home in Boston.
Have you ever noticed how nothing like this ever happens at White University?
Mm-mm. Well, it's because of all the privilege.
Right.
So much privilege. The engine powers the hydraulics that operate the flaps. See, these are all things that I don't know.
So that could cause it to flip.
That could cause it to flip. So if everything, because this plane was Cessna, 550?
Yeah, 550. It can hold 8 people, according to what I looked up.
Yeah, it looks like it's like a Learjet kind of thing, but it's shrunken. You can't stand up in it, so there's no you're bent over, but the chairs are like those first class chairs and stuff. Man, it's just nuts. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. I wonder if they were trying to dump the fuel.
I don't know, man, but that could have been a terrifying 29 minutes.
Yeah, especially if because you're working to try to fix everything, and if you know that you're going down.
Yeah.
But then to get back again to the airport. So something had to have happened when they got back to the airport. And because it's not like it's in the wooded area out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. The airport director says that the runway is a mess right now. And there's going to be no takeoffs or landings for a while.
Oh, they're probably going to shut that airport down until the NTSB gets done with their investigation.
Yeah, because, you've got to leave all the debris there. They've got to look at all of that.
So somebody said no dumping on that plane as far as the thing. Another person said, I'm a pilot. You don't know anything, so stop pontificating. You're right. There was a crash. We'll move on. Trump had a speech last night. We're not going to pontificate. We're just going to give you the words. My God.
I know more than you do.
Yeah, I know about broadcast. Let me tell you about it.
Most people do know more about most things than I do, but that still doesn't mean I can't ask a question.
Yeah. Pontificating. Are you listening to a radio? That's what we do. That's what you do. Could you imagine sports? I'm just going to tell you what happened last night. Are they going to win tomorrow? I can't tell you. Maybe. Maybe not. That's a great segment.
Take that to Prize Picks.
Yeah. Oh, goodness me.
My dad just texted me.
Yes.
Otasco stood for Oklahoma Tire and Supply. So it was Oklahoma-based, but I could have swore I bought other things at that. I don't remember. Maybe it was a TG&Y I went to, not the Otasco. Because that's where I bought all my heavy metal tapes.
Ooh, I like that. My grandma used to take me to Woolworth, and then we'd go do a little shopping. I'd buy my Halloween outfit there. That was a plastic thing with the plastic face that looked like nothing. And then you would go over and we'd get a milkshake.
That's where my dad says he bought me my first rifle.
Oh, nice.
In Marshall, Texas, however, in 1977, at a Tasco outlet, beside the big Kroger, he says.
That is cool.
I forgot about that rifle.
What kind of rifle was it?
It was just a little single-shot 22.
How'd you shoot?
I was all right. Unfortunately, I couldn't use that one to shoot woodpeckers in my front yard. I could only use my BB gun. And I never shot birds again after that.
Man, this guy back here just loves to shoot stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Turtles, birds.
I was a kid.
Horses. Elephants.
Man, you do. Elephants. I don't think he's doing elephants.
Everett, not the livestock.
Oh, I know, man. I can't believe you would do that, man. What, you shot woodpeckers? That's not very nice. What'd they do to you?
I was 10 years old.
Well, they were endangered, and he wanted to go ahead and finish them off.
10 years old. That's how it starts, guys. Next thing you know, he's playing with fire, and then all of a sudden, would you like to talk to Mother? Oh, God.
I lived in East Texas.
There weren't a lot going on?
That's no excuse for shooting an elephant.
Oh. Any of you shop at Mervyn's? Yes. You know.
Was Woolworth's comparable to like Kmart?
No.
'Cause I know Kmart had
a little bit. Woolworths was a little bit. It was in the. Here's the thing. Woolworths in a lot of towns, like probably where, they had in New York and Chicago, they had big Woolworths, right? It was like a department store.
Not to interrupt, but is Woolworths where, what's the Christmas movie with Santa and the little girl?
34th Miracle. No, I don't know if it's Woolworths. I don't think it's Woolworths.
Anyway, go ahead.
But Woolworth is that was, it was an interesting place. In the big places like New York and Chicago and stuff, they had big stores, like department stores. They were in smaller, like TG&Y. There were a lot of in the strip mall-y kind of things that were much smaller. But it was kind of like a Kmart. It was that kind of, TG&Y, Gemco.
Because they had like a diner inside Woolworths, right?
Yeah. Who was found? Wasn't somebody found there? No, that was Rexall Drugs. Who was that was found?
I remember Rexall.
Yeah.
Had an orange sign.
Yes. I think they still have those in the East Coast. I love going to like other parts of the globe and seeing what their department stores are called or what their grocery stores.
Yeah, the big grocery stores in East Texas where I shot the woodpecker was
Woodpeckers.
Was Brookshire's and Kroger.
No Piggly Wigglies?
Yeah, I think there were Piggly Wigglies there too. I don't think we went to the Piggly Wiggly though. We only went to Brookshire's and Kroger.
What is Western Auto Merchandise Store? A lot of people talking about that. I have no words. Woolco, Woolworth. Montgomery Ward's was a big one.
Montgomery Ward, yeah, man. Remember the Christmas catalog?
That's right.
Oh.
So quality stamps. But I remember, I go to Publix. It's neat because that's such, we had Fry's, Ralph's, Stater Brothers. I'm like, I don't know what these are. But then Vaughn's bought everybody, so it didn't matter. They own all of the stores just with different names. I like Food Lion, too. You ever been to a Food Lion?
Yeah, we have one of those here in Tulsa.
They got one here, too.
Yeah.
At least one.
So I've not been to I'm excited, though, because it's got food and a lion, two things I'm very fond of.
Your food for the lion.
Food for the lion. Randall's Grocery Stores. Miracle on 34th was Macy's and Gimbel's.
Thank you.
That's right.
Could not remember.
Macy's and Gimbel's. Do you know what? They probably sold, that's probably where they got that sweet commercial for the camels. If you want Santa Claus singing about Camel cigarettes, they go down smooth. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, Lord.
I wonder what they would pay the average doctor to endorse cigarettes back then.
I don't know. 4 out of 5 did, though.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Do you want to be thin and die of cancer, or do you want to be fat and die of diabetes? Go blind and lose your legs.
That's what I loved about Forrest Gump's doctor. He's just a fat guy smoking a cigarette.
That's right. All back in the day. Oh, my Lord. Back in the day, that was so it. Just a fat guy. I mean, God, teachers smoke cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Doctors, you going to doctors' planes? Again, I always go back to the planes. Would you like smoking or non-smoking? We're in a tube. All of us.
There's no telling how much secondhand smoke we all breathed in, man.
No doubt.
I remember in like 85 was one of the last flights I remember being on where you could still smoke.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was right after that, I think, that it was pretty much just started. That was one of the first bans that took effect, and that was just the starting gate of all those.
And then when they decided that you're not going to be smoking public places, craziness.
Remember how worthless the smoking areas in restaurants were?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
That was ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
It's like walking to the table with your mask on and then taking it off eat during COVID. It's the same difference.
Same thing. Oh, Lord. Coming up, speaking of smoking, Trump decided to do something here with the old marijuana. We'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, we didn't get to it last hour. I'm going to touch on it with what they're doing when it comes to the trans surgery stuff. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Relief Factor is awesome. I love Relief Factor. I take it every single day. It's natural. Take it every single day. And it's going to help you with your aches and pains in your joints and your muscles. So as you get older, you got a lot of those things. And sometimes it's just from overexertion. Sometimes it's from getting old. And sometimes as you start to work out more and more, you realize you don't bounce back as good as you used to. And then you're sore for a couple of days and you don't want to do that anymore. This is going to help you. This is for general aches and pains in your muscles. And it focuses on the pathways that are going to help you with your inflammatory, especially with your muscles. This, to me, is what I use it for so much. It is just awesome. It's got omega-3 fatty acids and resveratrol and curcumin and acarin and all this stuff. And it helps you recover and feel better. And that's what I love about it. So what I want you to try it now. I swear by it. My wife does. I gave Bell some. He's alive, so that's good. And living his best life. You should try it as well. $19.95, 3-week quick start. Try it for yourself. This is what I want you to go. ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. Call 1-800-4-RELIEF. 1-800, the number 4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
All right, we got more on the fiery plane crash that killed 6 people on board. Multiple reports say it includes NASCAR driver Greg Biffle, his family, and the pilots. President Trump in the Oval Office signing that executive order about marijuana, and it looks like a human trafficking scheme has been busted up in Tennessee. These stories and more at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Somebody said, Chad, I love you. That's one of them. Normally, they just tell me, several of you, yeah, I hate you made fun of Trump. I don't like that. You did. You made fun of Trump. I'm like, he just put plaques on the wall and tell everybody how much he sucked and how Biden stole the election. Still going on with that. And you're like, you made fun of him. No, he's our God. He's our Lord.
You can do no wrong.
Get over it, for God's sakes.
He's perfect.
Somebody said, your station is here, so you're supposed to support him.
Oh,
shut up. Go watch Fox. Go watch Fox with your old dog, Blue. Why is the world getting darker and everybody getting gayer?
Because of the frogs.
Because of the frogs. But Jonathan said, Chad, love and respect you, even though you don't take phone calls, because we do so many things, right? Gray cars, public service announcements, turn on their lights during low visibility situations.
That's a law.
It is the law.
Well, they're not following the law.
Well, somebody better go round them up.
Hell yeah.
Some people are going to start going to prison.
That's about right. That's what I'm talking about right now. Put you in prison. Some of you people are so hilarious. I can't listen to you anymore because you're a jerk. You said something mean about Trump. What did I say? I didn't say anything mean. I think it's just, well, you said he was being petty. Yeah, because, there are things going on. Like when last week, remember all the stuff, they changed the font. Was it the State Department because they thought it was too gay or whatever? You guys have nothing. You guys are rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic.
Well, you should be supporting the captain.
I got to look that up.
Yeah, you didn't know they changed the font?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I got to start watching cable news, man.
Oh, God. But you know what? I don't even have to anymore. My friends start sending me stuff, both right and left, about the most ridiculous. Do you see what they did here? Do you see what this side did? Okay, what my buddy Jim Kennedy sent me. Zodies. Okay, here we go. We're talking about they changed the font on, I think it was it the State Department? I mean, how silly is that? That they changed it. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, new orders Times New Roman.
Yeah, going back to Times New.
Yeah.
It was Calibri, and now they put it back to Times New Roman.
That's right. They better do that because that was a lot gayer, that Calibri. Listen here, Chad. I can't listen to you because you don't support Trump. I'm not going to listen to your show anymore. I'm turning off my transistor radio.
Gonna go listen to somebody at Couch House.
That's right. This guy over here really likes Trump. He's fantastic.
Now, it says right here, the label too gay looking is unsubstantiated.
Why would you?
And seems to stem from rumors or misinformation.
Why would you change? I know, I'm joking about. Why would you change the font, though? They said they wanted something more manly or whatever.
Yeah.
We're going Old English.
Yeah, apparently they thought the Calibri, which had been adopted in 2023 under the Biden administration, was informal. I don't even know what Calibri looks like. I got to look that up now. What is Calibri?
Need to go back and use that font that they used on those papers that, who was the old CBS anchor? Dan Rather?
Yes.
Yeah, use that font.
Yeah.
On those fake papers.
So.
Yes, I do want you to do that. Sorry, I'm talking to my AI.
Oh, yes, I would like that. Somebody said you'd be a real nice fit for Whoopi in The View. Are you paying me enough? Hell yeah, I'll go on there. I'll battle with those women all day long. Bunch of housefrows, cackling geese.
That is something that I would watch. I would watch The View if Brother Chad Benson.
I'd be like, my God, how many cat women are up here? That would be great. I would love that. I would. What am I going to say? No to that? Hey, we're going to pay you $2 million a year. Okay. You had me at $1 million, but 2's fine too. It's New York. It's a little expensive.
Well, yeah, you got to remember there's taxes and all. So
yeah, just people, we're having fun. We're having a good time. Don't take everything so seriously. Here's the thing. Politics should never be your identity. Should never be your identity. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Just for those of you out there. It should not be your, don't take things, you got to see the stuff I get called all the time, and I just laugh. I'm like, okay, if you need to yell at me, I'm fine with that. It doesn't mean, but you can't, I could take jokes all day long, and I'll debate you on anything. But for some people out there, they just, it's just about their feelings. They love him. I get that you love him and you're passionate about him, but here's the beauty of it. I'm passionate about politics, right? Politics to me is serious, but I don't take politics serious anymore because of the way it's become.
if you can't critique and keep your own honest, you have no business complaining about the other side.
Yeah. Most everything Chad says is negative. About what? Trump?
No, about the cost of Christmas toys these days.
I'd love to see Chad on The View, too. They should use typewriter font. That would be great. Wouldn't it be? Typewriter font? I tell you, they should do Old English. That would be so awesome. Old English. All right, coming up, we'll talk some serious stuff because we have to. But then somewhere along the line, we'll divert from there and talk about other things. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got a crash in Bellevue. Actually, it's a stalled vehicle. Right shoulder block, 40 westbound there at Old Hickory Boulevard West. Full forecast in 5 minutes. A private jet registered to two NASCAR driver Greg Biffle crashed this morning near Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina. Airport Director John Ferguson says the airport now closed until further notice.
We got a report of a corporate jet that crashed off the end of the runway on the east end. When actually I came out, it was already fully involved.
Authorities have not confirmed whether Biffle was among the passengers, but multiple reports say it was Biffle, his wife, 2 kids, and 2 pilots on board. The FAA and NTSB investigating the cause of the crash there just north of Charlotte. President Trump in Oval Office this afternoon signing an executive order that reclassifies marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 controlled substance with legitimate medical uses. The move opening up opportunities for research into medical applications, possibly loosening regulation.
No way sanctions its use as a recreational drug. It has nothing to do with it. Just as the prescription painkillers may have legitimate uses, but can also do irreversible damage.
Smithville police have uncovered what they say was a trafficking scheme involving 4 children about 65 miles east of Nashville. Investigators say the victims were brought across the border, forced into labor there at a Mexican restaurant in Smithville. The discovery came after one child got away and contacted authorities. Multiple agencies involved. More arrests could be on the way with just 2 people under arrest right now. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Rain tapers off tonight. We're down near freezing for the overnight low. It's a chilly Friday. We stay in the 40s with more sunshine. We're back in the 50s to near 60 this weekend, and it's dry.
All right, guys. USS. That water, you don't know if you got those cracks where they could go. As things start to get colder, pipes start to freeze. Next thing you know, you've got issues and cracks. You don't see them. Stuff gets places that you can't view. And then what happens? Mold, wood rot. You got water in places. You're like, oh, no. This is what USS does, right? United Structural Systems, over 30 years experience in basement and crawl space waterproofing, basement wall stabilization, foundation repair. They do everything. 30,000 happy customers and growing. 5-star reviews. if you have issues or you think you might have issues, don't let them go too long. But should, something happen, you'll be happy that you called USS. Now, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to come out and they're going to give you an absolutely free inspection. And they're not going to sell you anything you don't need. They're there to help, and they guarantee their best. They're amazing. Don't let it go too long. Have some peace of mind. Get USS out there to make sure everything's ready to roll, especially as you get colder and wetter. Yeah, you're going to want that. Call 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855 or online at USSTN.com.
Now, go, now.
I go. By the way, Bell pointed at me, and then the Viking thing started. And who doesn't like Vikings? We all do. Birch Gold. I like gold. Who wants some gold? Gold in them, their hills. Gold's important. Diversification is key. Gold has a finite amount. And guess what? People are flocking to gold. See what gold's done. Jamie Dimon thinks gold is nowhere near where it could be. And he's not always been a fan of that. Gold is a great way to protect yourself. Diversification is important, especially if there's an AI bubble, which is a possibility. Some tech issues, again, a possibility. And let's not forget what also is happening globally. That's why gold. This is what I want you to do. Text the word Benson to 989898 now. Birch Gold's going to get you out of InfoKit, show you what all the things you're capable to do about, 401k and IRAs and transferring them over to a gold-backed IRA, and the opportunity to get free gold for free silver for every $5,000 worth of gold you buy from Birch Gold. But first and foremost, it's about information. That is the key thing. Text the word Benson now to 989898 for Birch Gold. Somebody and I were having a little back and forth here about, I'm going to go listen to music. I'm like, what kind of music? Because he was mad at me or didn't like me. And it's classic rock. I said, I love classic rock. See, we agree on something. I mean, we can all agree on something, right? You're making fun of the listeners. I make fun of everybody. Well, that's not nice. Again, that audience, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you're offended by everything, this is not your show. We know Bell's offensive. Ken's super offensive. And then there's me.
In the words of the Joker, why so serious?
Why so serious? That's what it is. That's what it is. We like to joke. Again, we take some of the stuff is serious, but we don't take it too seriously. We have fun with the news. We do. We have fun, and we have fun with the politics. I mean, like today, Trump's like, I can't believe you guys named the Kennedy senator after me. This is my shocked face. Who's going to nominate him for, he wants to be on Mount Rushmore. You know he does.
Well, of course, man.
He's just, he's asking everybody in the world how they can do it.
I want to see the engineering that allows them to carve that hair.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's.
He's gonna move Mount Rushmore to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna be fantastic. I need it where I can see it. It'll be great. Fantastic. It's gonna be so good for everybody. He's just been, it's like, today's like, this is my shock face. I can't believe I'm going to be the Trump, what is it, the Trump Kennedy Center now?
I don't know.
I think that's what they're nominated in, the Trump Kennedy Center.
It's like, okay.
Right? And again, I love a lot of what Trump does, and a lot of it, he's got a lot of unforced errors, and some of it is just, how can you not laugh at the ridiculousness of that? He wants to be a dictator because he wants everybody to have a picture of him at home. But not a mean dictator, just he wants everybody to have a picture of him. And he so wants to be on Mount Rushmore so bad. We could do? We could take Theodore Roosevelt off there. We'll take him off. Nobody really liked him.
I never understood how the hell he got up there anyway.
I think it was he who decided.
Was it?
We better put up some other people.
Bully!
Oh, my goodness me. That would be... You don't think... Come on, people out there. You can't laugh at that and not think that's kind of funny. Not just a little bit. Just a little bit. Smidge. Just a smidge.
Cracking up at something that Trump does not make you a Biden lover.
Watch it.
Nancy said Biden. Oh, God. Biden doesn't deserve to. First of all, he doesn't deserve to be on Mount Rushmore. He doesn't deserve to be on anything. The back of a was it milk carton? Because he's disappeared.
He deserves to be on a silver alert.
That's right. That's what they were going to have to do.
Oh, man.
I'm waiting for Biden to start selling walk-in tubs and reverse mortgages.
Stop!
I'm surprised he doesn't have an ice cream endorsement at this point.
Oh, God. So I'm surprised he doesn't either.
I want one of them walk-in tubs, man.
You know what?
They look great.
They are. They're amazing. My mother-in-law had one. It's so nice, dude. Just walk right down and sit on it.
Just walk right in.
Turns into a jacuzzi. Who doesn't want that? I think they're missing the mark on the only advertising it to
elderly.
To the elderly. Yeah. You guys are missing out. Young people want to sit down and have a jacuzzi.
Absolutely. A waterproof TV that can go in it.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, you could just put that on the wall over there by the toilet.
So it is. God, wouldn't that be hilarious, though? I don't know why you're missing. Like, do you remember the movie? Was it Get Shorty? Whatever it was with John Travolta
and what the short guy, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Do you remember he got a family van? That's the only thing they could rent him. And then he fell in love with like the minivan, and then everybody was driving a minivan because they're so cool. You give it to an influencer, right? And they're going to start saying, oh my God, I totally love these because they're awesome. You don't have to be old to get one. That's the thing. They're selling you propaganda. See, a lot of people are starting to say something about that. A lot of people.
What?
Yeah. The walk-in tubs.
Oh,
those are really good.
That sounds like just an absolute niche thing for females.
Oh,
because women, they love the concept of relaxing in the tub.
Oh, my wife, she loves that's like a bath. That's like her happy place where she can relax and when we moved over here, we had like jacuzzi tub thing and everything at our other house. But here we only had showers, these giant showers. So she got one of those portable like bathtubs, and she just chills in it. But man, I tell you what, I said when we find the house we're going to move into out here next year, I said we're going to get ourselves. It's got to have a walk-in tub. That's number one. These things are so awesome, so awesome. Goodness me, so amazing. You guys are missing. Stop just advertising it in the middle of the day on reruns of MASH.
Yeah, put it on TikTok.
Put it on TikTok. Hey, people, you know your grandma wants to buy one of these. Screw that. Get one for yourself. They're awesome.
Grandma can use it when she comes over.
That's right. No doubt. Yeah, that would be so good. So there you go. Well, see, look at this. See, we've started something new here. You know, I've made fun of Biden a few times. I've yet to see some people go, hey, it's not very nice you made fun of Biden. I'm just saying.
Terrible of you.
It is.
Man, could you imagine playing with your sharks and boats and little action figures in that thing?
God, that'd be great. My daughter would just live for that thing. Because then you got the buttons, because they have the buttons. It becomes a mini jacuzzi. And
I'm still trying to get the visual of Ken in a tub playing with sharks and action figures out of my head.
Yeah, and I'd get a waterproof red magic marker to draw the blood.
Oh, God, that'd be so cool. The little, yeah, to make it look like, because your guy got attacked, right? Scuba Steve got attacked.
A bit in half.
Yeah, no lie. Whenever I was a kid, I had a big plastic shark that you could put things in. You know, it had a big mouth, and you could like shove action figures into it.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a Captain Kirk, and he was constantly getting eaten by that shark.
That shark, man, he is a pesky sucker, isn't he?
Yeah, I had a Captain Kirk and Star Wars action figures. That shark just tore them up.
Yeah, I love that. That was those sharks are cool. Could you wind it and they would swim around?
No, it was just a rubber shark.
But it was hungry.
But yeah, and it had big teeth. And then I could fit 4 or 5 action figures in it.
How hungry was he? So hungry. You guys have no idea.
I'd even do the Jaws sound. I'd go dun 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 dun.
Oh, look at you, man. You're reproducing a movie right there. You're like a mini Spielberg. Like, how did you get your start, Ken? Before you directed for your first movie. It's like, let me tell you about
I played with rubber sharks and Captain Kirk.
It was pretty awesome, that Kirk. So, see, we're having fun, guys. We're having fun. Some of you are like, continue to make fun of people because it's hilarious. It is. We know. We understand.
Have you seen this, boys?
What?
Authorities have now identified the person of interest in the Brown University classroom shooting as 24-year-old U.S. Army veteran from Wisconsin, Benjamin W. Erickson.
Wasn't that the guy originally?
I don't know.
That was the original guy was 24-year-old Wisconsin native.
That's right.
So wait a minute here. You guys had him and then you let him go? This is not going well for you.
Whoa. That can't. I got to look at this.
What?
What if this is a... Yeah, because I think that was the guy that they detained initially.
Yeah. Initially, they detained that guy, and then they said it wasn't him.
This is off an old report. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank God. Oh, my God, they're going to do it to him again?
Yeah, that's not him.
No.
I was getting ready to say, that sounded familiar.
That sounded like something that they would... the FBI, let's be real. The FBI's not covered itself in glory.
Let's see here.
And now they're looking, if I'm correct, right? They think there may be a link between the shooter in Brown and the professor was killed at MIT.
Was there any professors or any teachers shot at the Brown shooting?
Yeah, I think there was a professor that was shot and killed, and a student who was head of the Young Republicans, I think.
So this could be targeted, not just
the Brown thing is weird because, not a lot's been talked about like that when it comes to the people that were shot and the people that were killed. And we know a lot about the guy from MIT because, there's all kinds of rumors out there that it was the Iranians that put a hit out on him because he does plasma nuclear fusion or something.
Yeah. New York Post, Brown University shooting suspect identified by cops after days-long manhunt, warrant out for arrest. But I don't know if the report releases his name.
No. So It was a Muslim who yelled Allah Akbar. I don't know. Whatever he is, he's mysterious because all they have is horrible film of a guy walking and they think that's the guy.
Yeah. But apparently they know who he is. They've got warrants issued or who this person is and got warrants issued for them.
So
got to be names on the warrant.
Yeah, there has to.
I mean, I think there's got to be a name on the warrant.
You would think. I mean, we'll find. I mean, I that's why I don't trust anything that comes out the first few days. And they poor guy from Wisconsin. If it's not him, they put him on blast already. And then they're like, sorry about that. Go live your life because this will be good for you. So we shall see. We're going to wrap it up. Matt's here, I believe. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen him, but I think he's here. Or he might not be here. I don't know. No, Chris is not here tomorrow. Matt's here till next week. That's the way it works. Chad Hensel, Super Talk 997. Matt's in the house. What's up, man?
Don't move this camera ever.
To where?
It sounds like a challenge. There's a little note.
Oh, okay.
That seems like a Dan Mandis note, don't you think? Yeah, it's a Dan Mandis.
That feels
note.
like it.
That feels like a Dan Mandis note.
Feels
What's
like a
going
Dan
on?
Mandis
What's
note.
up?
Nothing,
What's up with
man.
you?
What's
You
going on with
festive?
you? I'm very festive.
Looking good.
It's the holiday season.
It is the holiday season, as the song goes, and whoop-de-doo and hickory dock. Don't forget to reset your clock or something like that.
Yeah.
Can't remember the. I'm woefully underprepared for this show, so that means it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I've been out of pocket for the last 5 hours.
What were you doing?
I did a podcast at Gibson Garage, Nashville, with the CEO of Gibson Guitars.
How cool is that?
That was very cool. The garage area is cool.
Did he give you one?
He did not. I didn't ask, though. I was going to buy a hat. They have some really, really nice hats.
You were going to buy a hat and a podcast broke out?
Well, no, I was going to buy a hat after the podcast happened. And then it's a retail shop, Gibson Garage. They sell Gibson guitars and the like, and paraphernalia and accoutrement, if you will. And guess how much the hat was? Cap, trucker hat.
$50?
$42.
$42.
Must be a nice hat.
Not that nice.
$42.
I did not buy the hat because I got to buy a house, and I can't have those major expenditures on my credit cards, They'll ask questions.
Even if you could, there at some point in time, you think, this is just about principle. I'm not paying $42 for that hat.
$30. That should be max cap price.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For the love. But, I enjoyed the conversation. I did that, and then and then I did another podcast because Mandis wanted me to come do the podcast with he in hand. You didn't get to go because you were doing a radio show.
I was.
Sadly. But we did that for 2 hours. So
2 hours, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to me.
What'd you guys talk about?
The year that was 2025.
2025.
There was about a 20-minute conversation regarding the zebra. Remember the zebra?
Yeah, the zebra.
Forgot about the zebra.
Oh, the one that escaped and they had trouble.
The one that came home for a few hours and said, you know what, I'm not staying here.
Yeah, they brought him home, and the people that owned him were like, hey, you know what? We got a split rail fence. That should be fine.
Totally.
No big deal. And the zebra went,
goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew that the zebra does not abide by your boundary areas?
And they're mean. That's the other thing. That's why they're not good pets. And they're actually, I think the most injuries in zoos in America are zebras. Plus they have like canines.
See, I was of the opinion that zebras come into the neighborhood and then they bring the rabble rousers and the riffraff.
They're not gentrifying.
Before you know it, the zebras get into town and now the giraffes are here.
Oh,
giraffes are selfish.
What are you going to talk about today besides you don't know?
Obviously, I'm just finding out details. You guys have been talking about this awful plane crash in North Carolina involving Greg Biffle, former NASCAR driver. We'll discuss that. Trump's speech last night, inflation rates, all the usual,
all the usual. Matt's got it straight ahead.